Welcome to Speaking Circles. This work is based on the transformational power of group listening. There was a teacher who drew a V on a big white blank paper, and he asked, "What do you see?" And the student said, "I see a bird flying." And he said, "It's the expansive sky through which a bird is flying." I invite you, as you participate as luminous listeners, as group listeners, to imagine that the words that you may or may not hear, if the person up in front may or may not use words, any word you do hear is like that bird in the drawing. And behind that and around it and with all those words is this listening field. We call it a luminous listening field. Luminous indicates that it's glowing. And I invite you to feel into that right now. Listen to the presence that we already have created here, now. It's palpable. Not only do you get to enjoy this luminous listening as the formal listeners sitting in your chairs, I invite you to even go deeper. And when you are up here in front, as I am now, feel that listening. I've heard it said, we listen ourselves into being. We don't really know who we are until we are heard, until we are listened in this presence. And that's what we get to be up to now.
Welcome to Speaking Circles. This work is based on the transformational power of group listening. So just take a breath and tune in yourselves for a second to the listening. It's like a silence that's louder than the wind right now. But it's a silence so full of intention and presence and allowing. It's a silence created by this luminous field of listening. I just got a hit of a mother that's listening to a baby, that's just being with a baby, that can't speak, but is just fully in presence. And the mother has her whole body and awareness tuned in to her child as a connection. She doesn't even have to create a connection. It's always been there, literally, for 9 months. And then, so not to go too far down that metaphor, this is a chance to create a listening field for the person up in front of the room that's like nothing they've ever had. What an incredible privilege. So take in another breath and listen. Listen to the listening. It's magic. It's like this, I always feel like it flows actually behind me as a person up in the front and kind of carries me and comes up underneath and allows me in the safety to be who I am in this circle.
Welcome to Speaking Circles. This work is based on the transformational power of group listening. My sister has a banner in her house that says, "Love is the greatest gift of life." Maybe so. Close behind that for me is to listen is offering another human being a beautiful gift. The human need to feel and to experience somebody listening deeply. Imagine or recall a memory that you may have of having experienced deep listening. That is the work that we do here to offer the person up here that experience of listening, to be able to complete and feel, because of the presence of all of you, that, whoa, they listened. And I felt their presence and their holding. So that is the invitation here today for all of you when a person is up here, as I am now, to drop in, to provide attention and presence to the person up here, to offer that person, me, right now in this moment, and all of you as you have a turn up here, the experience of being listened to.
Welcome to Speaking Circles. This work is based on the transformational power of group listening. Listening is something we think we do quite often. There can be a semantic debate about did you hear me versus did you listen to me? And I've never actually quite landed on which side of which one is which, on which one is the one that means you really got it, until I got up in front of here. That listening is putting our entire attention to somebody's essence up front. It's listening, it's hearing, it's the physical action of hearing what's going on, but it's breathing a little bit wider to pick up on the cues of things that maybe your ears didn't quite hear. There's something we're listening to when we see something moving in front of us. And we're experiencing. That's not the physical listening. But listening is this idea of all of our attention is on something. So as you're doing now, looking directly at me, maintaining this positive, kind regard, returning to that over and over again, no matter what words I may or may not use. And I can tell the lights are on behind your eyes. And that's how I know you're listening to me. as if right now my existence is here because of you all listening.
Welcome to Speaking Circles. This work is based on the transformational power of group listening. And it creates such an opportunity for each of us to listen in a new way, or perhaps a way you already understand, but we get to do it as a group. And while we instruct you to offer a kind, available, steady gaze to the person up front, it's really more about what's happening inside of you and the capacity to bring yourself into this moment, to let everything else go, bringing your full attention with an open heart and an open mind to the person who's up front, and to join in the field of luminous listening that we create here, and to really feel the pleasure of creating this field of connection, not really creating it, just tapping into it, and offering this safe, beautiful space of listening deeply and being listened to deeply, and listening to ourselves deeply in a different way than we do in our day-to-day lives when our busy minds distract us and we might be half listening to somebody as we're thinking our own thoughts. This is an opportunity to really drop into presence and be here in this moment.
Welcome to Speaking Circles. This work is based on the transformational power of group listening. The transformational power of group listening comes through the way that we meet each other with soft, available eyes, both as audience members listening with our soft, available eyes, and as participants in front of the group with soft, available eyes. And through that experience, both as people in front of the group and in the audience get the opportunity to experience the stillness and the connection that is ever present underneath and between us at all times, if we take the time to access it and experience it. And so this is the foundational practice and experience that we come together to create together in a speaking circle. Giving space and opportunity for the parts that are up for transformation.